So you want to see how to achieve this lovely wrap dress. Keep watching, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you. Hello viewers, so you're welcome to another tutorial class. So today I'll be teaching you how to cut a wrap dress, as you can see from the thumbnail. So today, without further much ado, I'm going to go straight to the point. So you can see that I folded my fabric into two, double fold in this way, because I'm going to cut the back first. Since it's a wrap dress, I want to cut the back, then use the back to cut the front. Is that okay? Because the front involves one or two alterations, so we can't cut the front first. But you know, normally we cut the front first. Okay, so we are going to start now. The first thing is to put our reference point. You can see that I've put a shoulder line here. So the next line you want to put will be your bust point, whereas you don't really need it, but you can still put it 11. Then the waist is 18. Mark your 18. Then you will need the waist and the hip. The hip is 25, 26. You can add from the waist, you can add either 8 or 9 inches to get your hips. So after drawing all this line, I'm going to mark the lines now. The waist, then the hip. So I want this video to be as fast as possible, because it's going to be a long video. Alright, so we have the shoulder. The shoulder is 16. When you divide it by 2 is 8. You mark your shoulder slant 1 inch. Your armhole 8. The midpoint is 4. Like I said, I want this video to be very fast. If you've been following my videos, you should already have a clue of what we are doing here. Place your armhole curve, because this is the back. I'm not going to make it to go to the middle too much. So just curve your line for the back. So for the neck width, I'm going to take 3 inches or 3.5, anyone you want to take. 3 inches by 1 is okay, so that it will not be too open. Then you draw your curve. Then just slant it to your shoulder slope. So now that we're done with that, now let's start imputing the measurement. The person's bust is 42. When you divide it, is 10.2 plus allowance. So I'm taking 12.5 for the bust. Then for the waist, 36, which is 9. When you add 2, that is 11 allowance. Then the hip is 46. When you divide it plus allowance, you have, I'm taking 14. Then the length, you know, since it's a wrap dress, as you can see from the wrap dress, it has almost knee length then before the flounce measurement. So for that particular measurement, I'm going to take 32. You know, 32 is going to be a short, very, very, very short gown. But because I'm adding the flounce, I'll measure 32. So the flounce will be will complete the length of the gown. So I'm taking 32 inches. Okay. So I'm going to just draw the line. Okay. Then I'm now going to join the whole lines together. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it closer. I don't know if you can see my markings. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut it out. Then we're going to use this to cut the front. So for the front part, you are going to do your folding this way, but it's going to be open as if you want to cut a shirt. Is that okay? So once you have done that, you're going to measure 6 inches because it's going to overlap. Is that okay? You are going to measure 6 inches. For the overlap. So measure it round. There you 6 inches. And we are going to draw it. So where you have this your 6 inches, the bag that you cut now, you're going to place it on it this way. So can you see what I've done now? So the next thing now is to transfer all the measurements, especially the waist. So once you've transferred the measurements, so from the waist now, you are going to draw a line from the neck here. Can you see it? You are going to draw a straight line from here to meet the waist. Is that okay? So you can decide to curve it, you can decide to make it straight. But I'm going to make it straight first before I can curve it, so that because of the tutorial. So I can now decide to curve it. So after you've done that, I'm now at the lower part of the gown. So from the midpoint here, as you can see, from the midpoint here, you are going to draw your curve this way, raise the back here, down to the side of the gown, which is this place. So after you've done that, the next thing now is to cut it out. So this is what the front looks like after cutting it. Can you see it? So the next thing I'll be doing now is to cut the sleeve, and the sleeve round arm is 11. So I'm just going to draw I'm going to measure it. Okay. All right, so now that our sleeve is okay, the armhole is okay, I'm going to measure the length. The length is 22 because it's long sleeve. I'll just add 1 inch allowance for sewing. Then I'm going to cut the sleeve. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm working on the sleeve. I want to attach elastic to the sleeve, the hand of the sleeve. Is that okay? So I just cut some inches of elastic. So as I'm sewing now, I'll be stretching it. And you see the outcome. So when you sew, you stretch. Can you see what it looks like? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fold it this way. So once you are done, this is what it looks like. Can you see it? So the next thing you are going to do now is to take the edge of the cloth. From one end, you are going to measure it round to the other side of the wrap dress, which is this place. So by the time you measure it, like for this one, when I measured it, it was 88 inches. So the 88 inches, now you can see I've already folded my peplum because of time. So if you don't know how to fold this peplum, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so that you will see how to achieve it. You understand how to fold this, achieve this folding. So I got 88 for the round measurement. So that 88 now, I want to do a length of 7 to 8 inches. Do you understand? So I'm going to add this my length to the 88 inches, which gave me 95. So because of my folding, I'm going to divide it by 12 instead of 6. Do you understand? So you know we have different type of peplum cutting. You understand? So now when I divided it, I got 7.9. If you see that from here now, if you measure it now, it's 7.9. So I've already marked the place here this way. Then my 8 inches I want to for the length of the peplum, I will now mark it. And mark it too. Then after you have done that, the next thing is just to cut. So after cutting, this is what the peplum looks like. Is that okay? So this is what you are now going to take now. You take it to your machine. You will now sew on your machine now. You will now sew from here now. You will sew it down to the other edge, down to the other edge of the wrap gown. So once you do that, so at the end, let me take it to the machine, then I'll show you what it looks like when I was done. Then after you have done that, the next thing is just to cut your rope. For the rope, just cut to 2 inches. You cut 4 inches, then you fold, turn it. You understand? By the time I do it, I will come and show you the end result. So that is it.